Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to see you here today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anywhere you are in the world. My name is Virginia Rivera, and I am so excited to be here with you today. Our topic for this Women Economic Empowerment series is Women in STEM Fields. Hence, why I'm wearing my glasses today, so I can see you all better, and most importantly, because I have talent. I am very, very thrilled to be discussing this topic in particular because I don't think we talk about it enough. And if we do, we just do it superficially. This time, we won't be able to delve too much in the information, but we will come back to it. So I want you to let me know what specifically about this topic you would like to discuss. I am super excited to really be with you today in this season of Christmas for many of us. So, Merry Christmas to all of you who are celebrating and you're in the holidays. But being part of IIU is just an extension of who I am. I have been a women's advocate and coach for more than 10 years. I have been a corporate leader for more than 20 years. And I have to say that time and time again, although we think we've advanced, we are not as advanced as we think. So when we think about becoming better, when we think about really stretching ourselves, we think about education. Remember that education is the pillar that promotes us for upward mobility. Education is really what's going to help us set us apart. So when you are part of IIU, the world opens up for you. So IIU is the largest e-learning platform in the world. We go beyond degrees. We truly believe that you need a specific skill set to survive and thrive in the 21st century workforce. And that is what we provide. So we want you to feel capable. We want you to hear from the people that are doing the work. We want you to know exactly what it is that you need in order to live the life that you deserve. So here at IIU, thanks to the vision of our founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit, everybody has access to quality education. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll find thousands and thousands of sessions, training internship sessions made just for you by the professionals that are doing the job, that are actually implementing, that are executing. We are in 195 countries around the world. We have more than 5,000 e-educators, and we have thousands of e-learners in every corner of the globe. I am thrilled to be one of them. I am your trainer and resource today. My name is Virginia Rivera, and I come to you from a small little island in the Caribbean called Puerto Rico. We are part of the United States. We speak Spanish and we speak English, and we have around 3.3 million people, of which 52% are women. So now you can understand a little bit why this topic is so important. So I am going to find our screen that we can share. And we'll do this very quickly because we have so much to discuss. Welcome to Women in STEM. Gender diversity is probably the number one thing we have to think about when we think about STEM. For the longest time, we saw pictures of men being engineers. We saw pictures of men being mathematicians. We saw pictures of men being these incredible scientists. But the truth is that women have contributed so much, so much. If you want to look into who created the internet, find it. It was a woman. Yes, first computer. It was a woman. AIDS, how moms will not be able to transmit AIDS to their children through the birth canal. It was a woman, and she's Puerto Rican. So again and again, women contribute. That is why when we think about technology, science, engineering, math, we need to think of men and women, women and men, or for those that are not assigning themselves any gender. So gender diversity in STEM is not just about achieving equality. It is about harnessing the power of diverse perspectives and experiences to drive innovation and problem solving. So think about this. If you only have one type of person in a table, pretty much that's the only perspective you're going to get. When you have a diversity of people in a table, you get diverse perspectives. And that is what is needed in order for us to be innovative and for us to be problem solving. And that is exactly what a scientist does. They're always looking for the solution to a problem. And that is why having women in STEM and being gender diversified is so important. When we have a diverse range of voices and ideas at the same table, we're able to approach challenges from different perspectives, different angles. It's happened to you and your own family. You know, you talk about one thing, and four people have different ideas of how they can resolve it. And that is the way we go about problem solving and finding effective solutions. Gender diversity in STEM is once again the most important thing. Research has consistently shown that diverse teams outperform homogeneous teams. I mean, like I said before, if we're all men or we're all women, then we don't have a diverse perspective. I have an organization that's a women's economic empowerment organization. Nonetheless, we are inclusive. Men come to our events, but we also have men on our board. We need their perspective. We can't exclude, we have to include. Because individuals from different backgrounds bring unique insights, knowledge, and approaches to the table. In STEM fields, where innovation and technological advancements are crucial, having a diverse workforce is essential for driving success and progress. Gender diversity in STEM also helps us address the biases and the blind spots that can exist in research and development. If we only think about what affects men, we will never really include women in STEM and the products and the technologies and the solutions that women need. So that is why it's so important for us to be inclusive and meet the needs of all users. This is particularly important in fields such as healthcare, where gender specific considerations are so critical. It's really important to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and technologists. When young girls see women succeeding and making significant contributions in STEM fields, they are more likely to believe in their own potential and pursue careers in these areas. This not only benefits the individuals, but also society as a whole. Like I said before, we really need everybody's perspective. Everybody should have their opinion at the table so we know and we tap into a wider pool of talent and ideas. Gender diversity in STEM is not just a matter of fairness, and you would think that, right? It is a strategic imperative. By embracing and promoting gender diversity, we can unlock the full potential of STEM fields and create a more inclusive and innovative future. And that's an innovative future for all of us. You know that every decade, new things happen, right? And we have new news about humanity as a whole. Well, in this particular decade, humanity is getting older. We are geriatric. We are geriatric population. Certain countries like India and Africa have youth, but not all countries. The majority have an aging population. So that brings different situations and that needs a different perspective. So what are the challenges that women face? I'm going to give you some statistics. According to the National Science Foundation, women make up only 28% of the workforce in science and engineering occupations. That means that 72% are men. So we're not getting everything we all deserve as humans in the world. In computer science, women represent only 26% of the workforce, according to the National Center for Women and Information Technology. The Society of Women Engineers reports that women account for only 15% of engineers in the United States and less around the world. So let's do the math. Who is really suffering? Yeah. When we don't include women in the STEM fields, when we don't hire them, when we don't prepare them, we don't inspire them to choose this, we all lose. In the field of physics, women make only 20% of bachelor's degree, according to the American Physical Society. The UNESCO Institute for Statistics found that less than 30% of researchers worldwide are women. Less than 30% are researchers. We live off data. We live off the decisions that are made by data. If we don't have women researchers, her perspective is not being addressed. Her focus is not being taken advantage of. So as you can see, there's some big challenges for women in this field. These statistics highlight the significant underrepresentation of women in STEM fields. The impact of stereotypes and societal expectations on women pursuing STEM careers cannot be underestimated. Stereotypes often portray STEM fields as male-dominated and reinforce the notion that women are not capable or interested in these areas, and that can't be further from the truth. This can be very discouraging for girls and women from pursuing STEM careers and education. Societal expectations also play a key role in shaping career choices. Traditional gender roles and expectations may steer women towards fields that are more perceived as feminine or nurturing, while discouraging them from pursuing STEM fields that are seen as masculine or technical. So you have a daughter that is brilliant, that is so good at math, and you're telling her to maybe she should be a teacher, which is great, or maybe she should be working in the restaurant industry, because when it's her time to get married or when it's her time to have children, she will have a more flexible position. If we do this, we're already giving her all these biases of why she should not pursue what she was meant to do on this work. So we really need to be very careful what we tell our young people and how we show up for them to follow us. These stereotypes and expectations can create really big barriers for women in STEM, leading to lower representation and limited opportunities for advancement. So we got in the door, but we're not getting advanced. We're not getting promoted because they're just waiting for us to get married or have children. And then they think that we won't be able to pursue this or we won't be able to do the work. And let me tell you, if there's somebody, as statistics show, that when a woman puts her head to do something, 93% of times she accomplishes it. You know how many? What's the percent for men? 72. So if I were you, this is not just a women incorporated into the world situation or gender equality. This is more a business decision, a science decision, a decision to get the world ahead. It is really important to challenge these stereotypes, provide support and encouragement to girls and women interested in STEM. We need to promote this more than anything and create inclusive environments that value and promote diversity in the STEM field. How do we empower women? Well, there's some initiatives that are really important. There'll probably be more, but I'm going to showcase various of these and programs supporting women in STEM. Number one, there's Girls Who Code. Girls Who Code. Girls Who Code is a nonprofit organization that aims to close the gender gap in technology by providing coding education and mentorship for young girls. Again, you can look it up, Girls Who Code. Society of Women Engineers, or the SWE. SWE is an international organization that supports women in engineering and technology fields. Number three, the AnitaB.org is a global organization that works to advance women in technology and increase the presentation of women in computing. Women in Science and Engineering, it's WISE. WISE is a UK-based organization that aims to increase the participation, contribution, and success of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The National Center for Women and Information Technology, which is the NCWIT, is a nonprofit organization that works to increase the meaningful participation of women in computing. So these are five. You can find so many more, but look these up on Google. Go right now and look it up, or whatever your browser is, and check it out. How do we break the barrier? So number one, education, 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 education. I can't say it enough. Here at IIU, we believe that you deserve to get the best education, accessible wherever you're at, wherever there's a device and a Wi-Fi signal. We want you to be able to get that information, have access to it. We want to break all barriers so everybody can have access to quality education. Education and outreach is number one. Number two, creating inclusive environments. If we don't hire women, we're never going to have an inclusive environment. Support the network and communities. We need to support the communities and the networks that create or are formed so they know that we're here with them, that we support their decisions, that to be a scientist, to be an engineer, to be a mathematician, to be in agriculture, it's one of the sciences. It's really important. Advocacy and policy. We need to continue to advocate all the time and create public policy that promotes and protects and really makes sure that women are included everywhere. And probably the most important one when we are actually in the field. And I won't be able to discuss much of it today, but we'll go back to it in future. Is pay equity and equal pay equity. Is breaking down barriers. How are we going to do this? Number one, when I talked about education and outreach, as president of education policy, it is my concern, my biggest concern, that 244 million young people between the ages of, and that's more like 260 million because those are probably 3-year-old statistics. And after the pandemic, a lot of situations happen, especially during crisis. And we know that education during crisis is probably not the priority, and it's what we should keep as a priority to make sure that we are addressing the needs of everyone. So, as a president of World Education Policy, we are a consortium of government agencies, educators, organizations, nonprofits, NGOs, and really look to break all barriers, so everybody has access to education. Like I said before, 260 million young people don't have access to quality education. And of those, almost 170 million are girls and women. So, we are so behind and we really need to change. That is why I'm so proud to belong to huge group and all the social initiatives that we carry out. We have James International School as Carter K Foundation. We have IIU. We have different organizations that we support because we truly believe that access to education is. So we have to encourage educational institutions to provide equal access to STEM education for all students, regardless of gender. Promote STEM programs and initiatives that specifically target and engage girls and women, such as coding clubs, robotics teams, and STEM. Provide mentorship and role models for girls and women in STEM to inspire and support their pursuit of STEM career. And I'm having a bit of allergies, so yeah, if you see tears coming down my eyes, it's not that I'm crying for the situation, although I could. It's really that I have really serious allergies today, but I did not want to miss out on this great conversation. Creative, inclusive environment. We need to encourage workplaces and educational institutions to create inclusive environments that value diversity and promote gender equality. We need to implement policies and practices that address the unconscious bias that promotes that we're not giving equal opportunities for women. We need to promote equal opportunities for women in hiring, in promotion, and leadership positions. We need to provide training and awareness programs to educate employees and students about the gender bias and its impact on women in STEM. So, education is key for everything. We need to have those support networks and the community. Establish support networks and communities for women in STEM where they can connect, share experiences, and provide mentorship and support to one another. We could definitely have a woman in STEM here in WEC, which is the Women's Entrepreneurship Council. We could actually have a woman in STEM at IIU. So this is something that we're cooking up just for you. Encourage the formation of affinity groups or employee resource groups focused on women in STEM within organizations. And why do we want to be specific? There's some particular needs that women in STEM require and particular educational goals that they need to have in place. Plus, mentorship is key. And we need to foster collaboration, mentorship, and networking opportunities by women in STEM conferences, workshops, and professional development programs. Stay tuned. Very soon, next year, we will be having our first Women in STEM conference here at IA. Advocacy and policy. Advocate for policies and legislation that promote gender equality in STEM, such as equal pay, family-friendly policies, and that is family leave, and flexible work arrangements. We need to support initiatives that promote diversity and inclusion in STEM, such as funding projects and women-led startups and research projects. Engage with policymakers. We need to go face-to-face and with the stakeholders to raise awareness about the importance of gender equality in STEM and advocate for change. Pay equity and equal opportunity. We need to advocate for equal pay for equal work in STEM. I think we see this again and again in all our situations. Wherever there are women working, we see that we're still behind when it comes to equal pay. Actually, we are still behind 77 cents for every man's dollar, every white man's dollar. If we break it down in ethnicities, it's even lower. I know that for Latinas, we're 54 cents of every man's dollar, doing the same work with the same education and the same experience. So you see, we really still need so much. We need to really make sure that we're giving equal opportunities to all. We need to encourage organizations to conduct regular pay equity audits and take steps to address the disparity. So what are pay equity audits? It means that we're going to go and check and see same position, same education, same experience. Is it same pay for men and women? That is what we need, and that is what we need to see. We need to promote equal opportunities for women in STEM, including the access to leadership positions, research funding, and career advancement opportunities. We still see that women do not get published as much. We still see that they're not in the higher leadership positions. And we still see that research funding is still lagging for female scientists, engineers, mathematicians, technologists, and agriculturists. So how do we promote opportunities for women in STEM? How do we help them thrive? This includes providing women with access to leadership positions, research funding, and career advancement opportunities we just talked about. Organizations should implement policies and practices that support the professional growth and development of women in STEM. Like, do we have trainings for them? Are we accommodating the training? This is one thing that I think that we need to talk about. Women are the only ones capable of having children. Maybe one or two men have been, chosen via in vitro to see if it's going to work someday. Maybe some experimental thing. If we had more women in STEM, we would have men already having children. But the truth is that women have the children. So definitely, we need to make sure that when we are supporting professional growth for women, we also accommodate certain practices like flexible work, like remote work, like 4-day week, like, there's so many things, parental leave. They're just like easier things that we can do to help women get ahead. Also, mentorship programs, sponsorship initiatives, and training opportunities. These are very, very important things to promote opportunities for women in STEM. By creating a supportive and inclusive environment, organizations can help women overcome barriers and excel in their careers. If you have Women in your leadership positions, you are sending a super strong message. Pay equal, pay equity for equal opportunity. And like I said before, we'll talk about this a little bit further, but we need to advocate for equal pay for equal work in STEM fields. We need to address the gender gap. It exists in so many industries. We need to encourage organizations, like I said before, to do the regular pay equity. And we need to promote equal opportunity for women in STEM everywhere. How do women impact? And let me tell you, I'm going to show you 5 women that have been in science and have impacted our lives. Number 1, Dr. Ada Yonath. Dr. Ada Yonath is an Israeli crystallographer who won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2009 for her work on the structure and function of the ribosome. Her research has provided valuable insights into the development of antibiotics and has revolutionized our understanding of protein synthesis. So this is key for us understanding how we assimilate protein in our bodies. This is important for our health. Number 2, Dr. Jane Goodall. Dr. Jane Goodall is a renowned primatologist and conservationist who has dedicated her life to studying and promoting, and protecting chimpanzees. Her groundbreaking research on chimpanzees' behavior and social structures has transformed our understanding of primates and has had a significant impact on the field of primatology. I think she's probably one of the most well-known. Dr. Jennifer Doudna and Dr. Emmanuel Charpentier. Dr. Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier are 2 scientists who developed a CRISPR/Cas9 gene editing technology. This revolutionary tool allows for precise and efficient editing of genes and has the potential to revolutionize medicine, agriculture, and biotechnology. These 2 women are bad. I'm not going to say the bad word. Phosphate. They are incredible women because with what they have brought to us, we will be able to save lives, create better agriculture, and tiny, tiny technology that will help you live a better life. Dr. Frances Arnold. Dr. Frances Arnold is a bioengineer and chemist who won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2018 for work on the directed evolution of enzymes. Her research has paved the way for the development of many sustainable and efficient chemical processes with applications in such areas as pharmaceuticals, biofuels, and material science. So pharmaceuticals are the medicine that you take, that your mother takes, that your dad takes, that your child takes. Dr. Katherine Johnson. I love her. Dr. Katherine Johnson was a mathematician and physicist who played a crucial role in the early years of NASA's space program. Her calculations were instrumental in the success of the Mercury and Apollo missions, including the historic Apollo 11 moon landing. And I want to talk to you, and it's not included here. I don't know why. I think it was a mistake because I included it. The 54 engineers that worked in the Indian lunar landing. 54 engineers. Not only that, it was only $74 million to send us into space and have it land compared to other amounts, outrageous amounts. When you have women in STEM, you also use your resources better. I don't say it, the studies say it. The significant contribution of women in STEM fields and the positive impact of diverse perspectives highlight the importance of promoting gender equality and diversity in STEM. By embracing and supporting women in STEM and fostering an inclusive environment, we can drive innovation, solve complex problems, and create a better future. I think I can't say enough how important it is for us to really see women as the contributors that they are in the collaboration. The reason why here at IIU we offer a women's economic empowerment series is because we believe that women should be represented in all aspects. Mr. Piyush Pandit, our visionary founder, believes that women should be in government, in business, in education, in health. We should be everywhere represented. We should have equal opportunity. And that is why I teach this course every week on different subjects of how women impact and how women can benefit and how women can become economically empowered to really contribute to society and live the life that they deserve. I want to thank Mr. Piyush Pandit for creating such an amazing platform, for allowing us to join. And I want to invite you to join us. If you are a teacher, an educator, a mentor, and you want to be part of us and our team, please look into our social media and write to us. It's Global University at iiu.com. And if you're a student, please join us on Facebook. We are here. We are all here. I will be sharing the email again because I don't think it's the one I gave you, but you know that you can find it right here. There's an ad that we're putting out where we're inviting you to join us. So if you're an educator, join us. If you're a student, join us. We want to be with you and we want you to be part of IIU. Remember that IIU is the revolution. Bye-bye. Take care.